Okay. I made a comment about I used to hunt on 5,000 acres of land approximately. Okay. Pan this camera around. Now you got her zoomed in too much. You get the idea about what those woods looks like right there. They cut to the bone. Okay. We're going to take some more pictures on some more of this 5,000 acres. Okay, here's another shot on down the road. Okay, this area right here is where I spent most of my youth hunting. There's you see them trees over there, they're like fence posts growing. Might as well get a picture of that old doe there. She's down the bottom of this old cool holler. I believe that's a little buck actually. Okay, yes, she's looking up at a beech tree. Okay, and there's some beech mash. I believe you see that in that camera there. Okay. It's about 12x on the zoom. That's 24 right there. Okay, and I noticed some right here in the road. Let me zoom out on this camera here. You can see this beech mash right here where some has fell off in the road here maybe. See it there? That may be the false ones are falling off, or maybe some wind. We're going to go on down the road here. Okay. Pan this camera around as far as you can see through there, all the way up in the mouth, way back on them hills and this hill. Okay. I spent a lot of time back when I was younger. That was some of the best squirrel hunting ground around here, okay? And there just ain't much up there anymore. That picture there is very deceiving as far as what kind of trees and how big they are. I've come over here, we're fixing to look at a buckeye tree. I haven't showed one of them yet. Okay, best I can tell here, don't believe these buckeye trees are barred. Okay. Now boys, this is rattlesnake country I'm in right here. Don't think nothing, it sure is. I don't know of any other buckeye trees I can go check. You know, if somebody showed up on my doorstep this morning and said, could you take me and show me 100 mulberry trees? You know, I could actually do that, and I'm not talking about bushes, okay? I'm talking about trees. Not bushes like this little old thing right here, okay? I'm talking about trees. If I can get this camera zoomed back out here. I'm talking about trees that big. Maybe you can see that in that camera there, or bigger. See how small those trees are and how thin. Pan this camera around a little bit. We're still on this 5,000 acres that I used to. I actually did real good right in here right after I retired. Look at some more here. See how thin those woods are. Back to the mess. Okay. This hadn't been that long since this was logged. Now we're getting close here now where I got that. Found that rattlesnake last year and he got one of my squirrels I killed. Matter of fact, I'm pointing the camera straight across, right through there, about 125, 50 yards. Okay. See how thin those woods are? This is nothing but a brush pile now. It's just, undergrowth is so tall. Now we're above that pool of water that I showed you now. We're way up above it now. Where I had that camera pointed, we're up into that area now. Still part of this 5,000 acres that I bet you. See how thin those woods are? Look at that. Look at these biggest trees here. They're not that big, okay? Now I'm gonna put this camera out there. That road there, you see the sun in that road right now. Now it's 1:35. I'm on a 3.5 mile section of road. You come around this road in 1980, you would have never seen a shade all the way. Okay, shade all the way on this 3.5, 4 mile stretch through here. You see that sun all over this road. See how thin those trees are? And you can see way over yonder at that other bridge you used to, you could never even do that. Not even in the winter time when the leaves were all. This used to be squirrel capital around here as far as I'm concerned, and it's nothing now but just a brush pile. If we didn't have coyotes, we'd have more rabbits than we used to have, but we got a lot of coyotes. Okay, this farm right here was logged, best I can remember, was logged 2009. Okay, and it was logged where the contract was cut her down to 12 inches if that's what you wanted to do, okay? And you see that in there, that is samplings that are growing anywhere between 2 and 6 inches from one another. You couldn't get through that mess if you tried, okay? This used to have some of the biggest old hickories and oaks, and the woods were just as clean underneath, okay? Now, it wasn't perfectly clean, but you could slip through there, okay? And up the road from me here, the ridge goes back to the right in 1977, boys. I never seen so many squirrels in an area in my life, okay? That was one of the best years for squirrel hunting around here, but that ridge in particular was loaded, okay? Hickory trees galore, and they cut it out in 1987. I've not been back. There's nothing back there. This road here, if you would have come around here in 1974, it's about 4.5 miles all the way around till you get to the next road. There ain't a single house. If you come around through here on opening squirrel morning in 1974 and you spend about an hour and a half or two in the woods, and you'd see 25 cars around here, and you might hear, if you didn't hear 100 shotgun shells, you needed to go get your hearing checked, okay? Sound like a shooting gallery around here. If I come around through here opening morning this year and park my truck and just listen, I probably won't hear a shot. That's how pathetic these woods are. It's real sickening to me. But I did mention this on Rimfire Central, you know. When I say something on Rimfire Central, boys, I mean it, okay? I'm not joshing a single person. These woods are just plumb pathetic here. Okay, now this is not part of that 5,000 acres, okay? But anyway, you see on top of that hill up there, that used to have some of the biggest old trees on it, and I want you to look at that mess up there, okay? That actually joins this farm here that we own, okay? Now, what's happened here is they used to cut trees here. Back in the 60s and the 70s, they wouldn't even cut a tree if it wasn't 21 inches at the bottom. And then around 1980, it dropped to 16, okay? And now they'll cut things down to 10 and 12 inches. And one of the drivers with that is this stuff they make railroad ties out of, pallet wood. They'll cut a sycamore. They used to not even cut a hickory unless it was in the log road they had to make the log. And when they cut all these trees, see, what comes up is a bunch of saplings. Instead of cutting it like the 18-inch trees or the 16-inch trees and leaving the 12s and the 14s to shade the woods, they're opening these woods up and it grows up in saplings. And then, you know, the trees are fighting one another, but there's not a dominant tree. So you wind up basically with what I call a brush pile, okay? I hope you enjoyed the video. It's hot here. It's about 95 out here right now.